close. Once you're low on health, that becomes seriously dangerous, seriously quick. So we'll see how well Jan and Core can dial in that accuracy.
And this is really interesting early season.
Jan and Core JJ running their lane matchup in this early game. And now 5 minutes on the clock, Jose Diodo feels empowered to just go for a solo dragon. Up in the top lane, Morgan is proxy farming against Impact, who goes for the ulti to stun him up here near the wall. Morgan about to die. It's first blood. Impact gets a solo kill when he has the right runes. Morgan might have overplayed his hand just a little bit here, trying to keep up with his mid and bot lane dominance. But that dominance does continue as Jose secures the first Drake of the game for TL, who he's got to be careful about getting any closer right here. He's already down.
The empowered Q on the minions. Yeah, getting hit by 2 full charge Qs, not ideal. We'll look to see who he engages on. All summoners there for Team Liquid. This has got to be clean.
Who he has a minion. They got to count the minions on the Team Liquid side. Flash away from Core JJ, who he already tried to use the Tangle Barbs, and they're going to send their attention over to Jan. Nice use of the Vault Breaker to cut off the escape. Combined with the flash, they knock Jan down. Sentinels gets a kill bottom side. Gold lead so far in this game. Quid nearly getting the solo on Darkwings earlier, not quite having enough damage to make it happen. Now Core JJ tries to go in to put the pressure onto Darkwings, but the Emperor's Divide is ready. Darkwings sees the opportunity to instantly turn the play around with his bot lane roaming to build a garage sale of defense. He does not have a first item power spike. Team Liquid, DPS slow onto the Dragon. Got it down below 3,000. Morgan wrapping around from behind, going in for the pincer attack. Who he wants the pop blossom, he finds it onto 2. Hambach ready to follow up. Rahel needs more damage if they want to try to kill Jose Diodo, but who he's already gone. Core JJ under pressure, but Team Liquid is finding so many kills. Quid knocks down Hambach. Morgan is ready and waiting with an open maw for Impact here in the bottom lane. The Mystic shot can barely not catch up to the Scion, but it's Core JJ traded for 3 players on the Sentinels side. Team Liquid, just like last game, chat, once you have both teams handshake for a duel, for a fight here at the Dragon, it's Team Liquid who have the faster hands.
Wow from Jan and Jose. I also said wow, so I wonder. It's 3 losing lanes. You always say afterwards, if you lose the game, Morgan might be dead.
Yeah, okay. Impact goes in, stops him from being able to get away. Morgan does pop the Dominus, slices out of the way of the decimating smash. He wanted to try to heal up with the Inner Flame combo to lose 30-40% of his HP, something around there. Darkwing's ready to join up, though.
This is a really weird game with how fast it is and how close the goal still is, despite it looking like Team Liquid has just been running the whole server. I mean, Rahel's going to get fed off this bot turret. His call cashed in. He got the kill. He's also going to be not first turret gold, but still solo turret gold, so he's pulling ahead of Jan. I ran into Spooks before the game talking about tempo, and he said any scrim where Hex Gates are up end up being this like 80 kill game, because not only do you have home guards, you also have the Hex Gates, so people are just on the map that you are unable to track, and you just end up skirmishing a lot, which is kind of what this game might devolve into, as they're going to fight over this Rift Herald as well.
Yeah, the Herald's down to 5,000 HP. It's Team Liquid with control over the river, but Sentinels are ready to challenge that. Impact wants to be the front line here for the team. Does not have the ulti ready to go. Hambach goes in for the play onto Quid, but he flashes away from the pop. Rahel into the back line here with the Killer Instinct. Finishes the job, and the Team Liquid mid laner is down. However, they do accomplish... Yeah, considering... Okay, the Azir's just now making his recall, but he does have teleport to try to join up with the rest of Sentinels. Quid putting the pressure onto the tier 1 here in the bottom lane, has a big wave crashing into that one. Darkwings has already arrived. Jose Diodo going in. Hambach going to be the target, but there's no damage here to follow it up just yet. Quid's now going to be in massive danger. Goes golden, but he'll die as soon as he gets out of that statue form. They kill Rahel in trade, though. There's that Kai'Sa. There's that win condition you were talking about out of the picture now, as Hambach is down to 50 HP. Team Liquid trying to get out of the enemy jungle now, as both top laners have arrived for the fight. Morgan trying to make sure that his team can get control over this Scuttle Crab now, as you're going to see Jose Diodo summon up the Rift Herald over in mid lane, then go ahead and take his recall, look for the reset. Herald secures the tier 1 turret. And ultimately, we just have a couple of kills traded here, but critically one of those is Rahel, that very powerful Kai'Sa on the Sentinel side.
Also power spike there from Darkwings with his Gnasher's Tooth, making play after play. 2-0-2 now. Does a nice little tempo gank in the top lane to then teleporting bot lane to get the scoop onto Quid. Now turning towards this Drake, which isn't necessarily free. Team Liquid decide to give it away. And Soul point denied by Sentinels as they look to make a play bottom now.
I feel like that is huge for Sentinels, denying that soul point there as Morgan flashes away from the Pop Blossom, but the Tangle Barbs still lock him up, and Sentinels should have enough damage here. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Morgan gets away with 100 HP. He lived with 1. That is crazy work that he gets away like that. And you can see the whole roller coaster of emotions there on Golden Glue's face as he thought, yeah, we have the pick here. This is great. Good job, guys. And then the Renekton just barely walks away from it. Sentinels now looking to put on some pressure of their own. They've got Darkwings back up here in this top lane looking for the tier 1 turret that he was seeking after earlier. This time should be able to find it considering he has teammates in the neighborhood. As Morgan will take the chance to now trade for the tier 2 in the bottom lane. Team Liquid do have more turrets overall this game. They have had more control over more of the map for more of the game. Darkwings wants to try to let this turret eat as many minions as it can before it falls down. And it looks like right as we're about at the end here, there we go. Tag it, take it away. Team Liquid still about
Nico gank, which wouldn't have done much. Now recalling on a control ward, interesting choice.
Okay, is this
very interesting?
No, okay.
Was he was just outside the bush. He didn't see it.
Oh, that is actually a big problem potentially as Impact storms in right over top of his bottom lane combo and they take Morgan out.
He wasn't inside the bush when he was recalling. I thought it was super strange that he'd be on a control.
1v4, Sion's pretty much always going to outperform in that situation.
Getting value out of the TP shield. They just really wanted to make sure they were maxing it.
All right, Sentinels starting up the Drake. Keep your eyes on Rahel, on that Kai'Sa. Impact still full HP here with the Sion as well, who he goes in for the Pop Blossom. Finds it, but it's only on to Odo as the Shockwave counterattack seals the fate of Huhi. 1 dead on either side, but considering it's the jungler for TL, it means Sentinel secures the Drake. Easy peasy. Morgan dies now too, and Sentinels are not done yet. Quid tries to get away from the Sion, but Impact is cutting off the escape route for CoreJJ and Quid. He has to back away now as Yawn finds some DPS opportunity to open up here
through this Sion.
Good mid-control over the river itself, but because there's the Scuttle Crab vision for Sentinels, it's not like Team Liquid can fully force them out.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a matter of a little bit of farming until the next Drake. It's still a little bit early to really hard force the Baron unless they do get a nice pick.
Oh, that is huge. Humbak! That is a potentially game-losing mistake for the jungler to be caught in a position like that. As Darkwings retreats back up here to the top side. But now, jungler dead, no Emperor's Divide, 4v5 for Sentinels.
I think Sentinels look for a fight here. I mean, Darkwings had to burn ultimate already as a disengage, but Impact can still ult in to create space.
Okay, there's no ulti on Morgan, there's no ulti on Quid. Sentinels stepping up.
Gotta keep hitting Baron so they can smite it.
Yep, Impact's your front line here. Team Liquid still DPSing the Baron. No smite on the enemy team to try to steal it away. Baron secured. Hombok's greedy recall is now Team Liquid are back in control. But again, getting those past 2 Drakes, this is so much less frightening for Sentinels than it otherwise could have been because Team Liquid now could be in some trouble. Yawn with the flash over the wall, but immediately Rahel's ready to follow. Killer instinct! Killer indeed. Who he ends up taking the kill credit as now you've got Quid and Odo trying to do something back into Sentinels. They found a couple of kills. Darkwings wants to go in after Quid as Jose and Morgan are trying to scrap with Rahel and Impact. CoreJJ makes his way into the fight, but Quid's had to run all the way away. Impact stunned up with the enchanted Ruthless Predator, loses his shield on that one. Odo looking for Rahel. He knows that's the target. Dead bodies on the floor in both jerseys, chat. It's 1 dead for TL, 2 dead for Sentinels.
And we're going again in 30 seconds. That was with the redeploy by Sentinels just being towards waves.
Yeah, Team Liquid secure this one for themselves. There's no Baron on the other side of the map to worry about Sentinels taking. So finally, 28, nearly 29 minutes into the game, it is soul point status for TL. Darkwings' Sundisk is decaying down here in the bottom lane. Odo going to jump in, try to put some pressure onto the Emperor. Core and Yawn moving in to try to help Jose here. The tether will lock up Darkwing, but they need to have the extra damage on top, and Odo guarantees it. Another individual mistake on the Sentinels side, being in a position that could be punished, is going to open up yet another Team Liquid avenue to find more afterwards. This is a 45-second death timer on your late game Azir. This is pressure onto the tier 3 turret coming out from Team Liquid as Impact moves in to try to stop the push. Morgan is maintaining a split push threat over in the mid lane, but now he's going to get jumped on. Hombok and Rahel immediately pull both triggers on the ultimates and take out the enemy top laner. Problem is, now those tools are no longer available, and Team Liquid is already in your your base. Sentinels are thinking about how are we going to make this play? How do we try to wrap around and punish? But it's still a 4v4 because you've still got Darkwings dead. Now, once Darkwings respawns, he has TP. We'll see if they can use that.
I'll give you a second to take a breath because this game's not slowing down. Hambach is on the flank, and they will have a numbers advantage before Team Liquid can get out.
He's Pop Blossom. Keep your eyes on it. Quid's going to be tagged, but nobody else is caught. He goes for some burst. Impact wants to lock up the rest of the team. Hambach trying to put the Vault Breaker into Quid, and they've got the kill in the mid laner. Nicely picked up there on the side of Sentinels to get Quid and CoreJJ together. Yon and Hosedioto trying to make sure they can both escape. It's the buddy system. Don't go nowhere without your buddy. Sentinels wanting to get something back on this one. Tier 1 turret. Now the focus of their aggression. They will take the gold lead back with this, but critically, Baron is still 2 minutes away, so there won't be it could be a little bit hard to chew through a late game Scion, but now Baron's health bar down to below 10,000. Team Liquid doing very slow DPS though, as Huhi is a Riverside minion trying to find his way around from behind the fight. Hambach wants to lead the charge. Shockwave right back onto the enemy jungler, as both will be knocked down into the Guardian Angels now. Morgan not finding an entry point into the fight as Yon dies. Hambach's ready there to take the kill. Hosedioto re-enters and Darkwings is dealt with. Jose over the wall, but Rahel's ready to follow him as Team Liquid continue fighting here in a 3v4. Morgan goes back over the wall. Rahel under pressure. They need to try to kill the Kai'Sa, but they can't find the damage. CoreJJ going to be your target here next. Double kill into Acathean Rain, and Quid is down. Triple kill Rahel, and Sentinels, when it matters most, out team fight Team Liquid.
Absolutely insane play there by Rahel, but it all started with a suicidal-looking Vi engage. He knew what he needed to try and one-shot him. No, the Orianna Ball's not going to do it because of that stopwatch. He can finish off even more kills. They get the Baron. They also get another Drake to deny Soul, and this is an absolute...
The bottom lane. 5,000 individual gold lead for Rahel on the Kai'Sa. Nearly full build. You can see the itemization here in his inventory. Nashor's, Ginsu's, Dusk Dawn. Critically, the Zhonya's as well for the aggro drop alongside the Kraken Slayer. And now with the needlessly large rod in inventory, once that evolves into a fully completed item, he's done. 7-item ADC.
What an absurd power spike you have on every stage of this Kai'Sa build. Every single item seems to give him a new awesome power, and it's a Kai'Sa comp. When he's this fed, it's really, really nice to play. It's the funny thing with Rahel, this was true even last year on DSG, like when he gets a lead, he's very good at carrying. It's just really hard to get him gold because their laning is not that dominant. So the fact that they were able to win so many skirmishes.
As well, the only person without a no you can't kill me item on Sentinels is the 7,000 HP Scion.
So I think he's a no, he doesn't need the item. It's also the protoplasm harness, kind of. Like when you have
it's not to the same degree chunk of damage as, all right, let's go ahead and begin the Baron. It's Hambach and Rahel. That's DPS from just the 3 of them. Like this thing is shredding. Team Liquid, if they want to try to challenge this, they're going to have to go yesterday. Nope, Hambach's already got it secured. Impact's in the middle of everybody. Huhi with the Pop Blossom onto the back line, already ready to take Yon out of the picture. CoreJJ's your target as Hosedioto has to retreat. Rahel's going legendary. Now he's going golden. He's putting the pressure onto everybody on Team Liquid, and Yon's going to be killed off next. True shot barrage won't matter worth a damn. Quid's running towards the wrong side of the jungle. Hosedioto's trying to
do it. They probably end on this push.
Yeah, they've got a cannon minion. They've got Baron. Quid's going to try to stop these, and as soon as he steps up, you just instantly kill him. The damage onto the turrets from Azir and Kai'Sa at this part of the game is so massive.
Yeah.
They're just going to crumble in an instant. Impact makes his way forward as well. I can barely count the notches on the health bar anymore on this guy. As Sentinels continues their push towards the Nexus turrets, 15 seconds on Yon and Morgan for the Team Liquid side. Darkwings and Rahel stepping up to do the DPS. Rahel flies into the back line looking for the killer instinct, but nobody's dead here just yet. He one-shot him. Rahel gets the one-shot at a CoreJJ. Hambach following up towards Quid. As Sentinels is honestly taking a little bit too long to do this. Darkwings getting targeted by Morgan. True shot barrage over the top. Darkwings is slowed. Morgan with a 1,000 gold shutdown. There's no way, right? There's no way, right? There's no way, right? Hambach and Impact are alive, but a TP's coming into the bottom lane now.
Rahel got one shot by Quid trying to style with a late game ultimate. I think the Baron buff and the Scion is enough to stop it, but this wave is pretty deep, and there are super minions for Team Liquid. It would be a 3v2, but this is the last-ditch effort. It's just a Scion and a Vi.
Yeah, they're full syndicate already for the Team Liquid side. They already committed both teleports LoLEsports, they've already got Yon here. Hambach and Impact trying to hold the line. Yon's gonna make sure he hits every single bit of his DPS, but Morgan's about to die. He dies before he can get away. Quid and Yon trying to keep the pressure going. Impact at half HP, and Team Liquid wrecking.
And Elder is up, so the instant Rahel starts hitting it, it's gonna die in like 5 seconds.
Okay, let's see how much damage they do to it. Acathian Rain. Yeah, it honestly looks
That's
like
already 10,000 damage.
Kais is dancing with how fast she shoots. This has got to be a new feature for the KDA skin, as now immediately they try to go in. Darkwing's going to be your target. Yon's already killed him, but the Elder Drake has been claimed by the side of Sentinels. Hambach going into the back line, looking to try to find himself a target. Rahel flies in with a killer instinct, and there's your executions. Sentinels finally finds it, the triple, the quadra kill for Rahel. They might have lost Darkwings there at the very beginning, but the Elder buff ends games for a reason. It was a long, bloody battle, my friend, but Sentinels are not gonna go quietly here in this best of 3. They bounce back in game number 2. They do it with the massive Kaisa performance from Rahel. This dude is my